Hi guys! So today I'm going to be talking to you about narcissists and gifts. It is mental, emotional abuse, and lots of the regular manipulation. What I need to kind of drill into you is that whether your narcissist is giving or receiving a gift, they're not going to be happy and they're going to cause drama. Possibly they're going to try to humiliate you over it, be made to be selfish, and as usual, the narcissist is going to be the perpetual victim. Especially during holidays, they're going to be causing big drama because everything has to be about them. So with this, know that it's not your fault. There's nothing you can do about it. If you won the lottery and gave them every penny, they would find a fault with it. That's just how narcissists are. Okay, so with giving them a gift, in their eyes, no matter what you do, you're going to be wrong, even if it's exactly what they want. If you ask them what they want, most of the time it's going to be something that's expensive. And if you happen to not be able to afford that expensive item, they're going to claim that you're selfish, you don't love them enough, basically manipulate you into getting it. And reluctantly, you find a way and you get the gift that they want. But it's not good enough. Now, a lot of times they might want a receipt, and they'll blame you for needing to go return the item, even if it's the exact thing that they wanted. Either that or they're just going to decide that they didn't want it after all. A while back, I had to buy my narcissistic mother a bed. We went to the store. I think I spent like $800 or $500, or I can't exactly remember. Somewhere between $500 and $800. And she picked it out. Now, she's always had like full beds. She picked herself out a nice queen size because, she wasn't paying for it. I didn't mind. She needed a bed, whatever. A couple months later, she's complaining that she wants a new bed. And she's basically telling me that I need to pay for it because she doesn't like the one that she has. And I'm like, no, I'm not buying you another bed. We just spent all that. And she's like, well, I'm stuck sleeping on the couch. I don't see how that's my problem. You picked out the bed, you live with it, or you buy yourself another one. We're not going to hand you everything you want. And she made me out to be the bad guy because, she's got fibromyalgia and a bad back, yada, yada, yada. So I'm the uncaring daughter that won't spend money for her to have a new bed. And oh my God, she's in such pain and she's just stuck living on the couch. And then there's another one. Well, it wasn't really like a gift, but it kind of shows how narcissists are. A long time ago, my brother was all like, oh, we're coming for a visit. He called me while I was in the store and I happened to be in the area of like all the meat and poultry and all that stuff. So he tells me, when we're there, or when I'm there, I want to barbecue, so make sure you get lots of steaks and stuff. So I go over to the steaks and all that other stuff, and I spend like $100 just on meat for him. And then like a week later, he comes down and he says he never said that on the phone. And that he no longer eats meat. Only a week had passed had he gone from, I want to grill, get me a whole bunch of steaks, to I no longer eat meat. So he had me spend all that money on meat, exactly what he wanted, because I talked to him on the phone in detail about which ones I should get. So like I said, well, it wasn't really a gift for like a holiday, it was a gift for him for, I guess, coming to visit. Another thing that they do is whatever gift that you send, even if it's something that they wanted, they'll hide it in a closet somewhere. Maybe they'll re-gift it later. And even after getting them exactly what they wanted, they're never going to let you live it down that you initially said that it was too expensive. Now they're going to use the phrase, oh, you said it was too expensive. They're never going to say that you couldn't afford it, because if they said, oh, you know, she can't afford it, that makes them look bad for trying to get you to buy something you can't afford. And sometimes they'll do it in front of people just to shame you. Especially with the flying monkeys and other golden children. They will hound you, asking you, like, how could you do that? Or why did you do that? And the fact that you actually bought the item, it doesn't matter at all. The fact that you just initially declined getting it apparently is, I don't know, like it's bad enough. Like I said in another post, when my mom asked for a tablet a while back and I bought it for her. I bought her pretty much what she wanted. And when she got it, she couldn't figure it out. And nobody was there to figure it out. And I couldn't help her figure it out over the phone. And I think the problem might have been like she didn't know her Wi-Fi password, or I don't know. She barely knows how to turn on a computer, so I don't know how she thought she was going to be able to use a tablet. But she was getting frustrated with me on the phone because I couldn't help her. I couldn't see what she was doing. So she said that she was just going to throw it out, and calls me selfish for not getting her one that she can use, or that she would know how to use, which most tablets kind of work the same anyway. So it's not like there's a magical tablet for people who don't know how to use things. Maybe there is, I don't know. Yeah. And another one is like when you get the exact thing that they want, they'll gaslight and say that they never asked for it. Now that's another thing that my brother had done. And the thing about that is especially when it comes to them wanting expensive stuff, I think it has more to do with, well, less to do with them wanting the actual thing and more to do with seeing how much they can get you to spend on them. How much you can waste your money on them. And that's why they will store stuff away in a closet or give it away to other people, so it makes it look like that they spent lots of money on other people when really they got you to pay for it. Now, when it comes to getting things from your narcissistic parent or any type of narcissist, sometimes it might come up that they'll say that you are so terrible that you don't deserve anything at all. And they'll use that as an excuse to not get you anything. But you still have to get them something. That's the way it is. If you do get something, it might be something that's regifted. I've actually heard of some people getting back a gift that they gave to their narcissist many years ago. So it could be either the narcissist forgot, or the narcissist is using it to play mind games like, here, you got me this vase 10 years ago. You know, here's your vase back. Because if you say anything about it, they're just gonna go ahead and say you're selfish. Like I said, it doesn't matter what you do, you're in the wrong. You're always selfish in their eyes. They'll give you cheap, maybe some dollar store items or free stuff. Like I've said before, in my mom's apartment buildings, they have this community room with a table where if the residents, they're all elderly, if they don't want anything and it's still good and they just want to give it away, they'll put everything on that table. And sometimes there's some good stuff on there. Most of the time it's just crud. Or the narcissist will look around the house and just give you something that they've had forever that they don't really care about anymore. And you have to act like it's the best gift ever. Otherwise, you're selfish. If they happen to ask what you want, you're more than likely not gonna get it. My entire life, like I'm 34, so in 33 years of Christmases, 33 Christmases, she's always kind of asked me what I wanted, but I've only gotten what I wanted once. And that was just before I went like no contact, because I think she knew it was coming because of some awful things that she did. So maybe she was trying to use it to hoover me, make sure I don't leave. But the way she was with gifts is growing up, and I think I might have mentioned it in another video, she would always buy me things that she wanted. And she would always say, hey, if you don't want it, I'll take it. And I pretty much gave everything back to her. And then like later on in life, I caught on, and then I decided to keep the stuff. And she's like, oh, if you don't want it, I'll take it back. I'll say, no, I want it, I'll keep it. And then I would sell it online and get way less than what she paid for. So, you know, and when she would come visit or whatever, she would see that it's not there. I would be like, yeah, I sold it. So to me, that was like a little aha to her, like, I know your game and I'm playing it a little bit better. But it didn't work out for me, because after that, all she ever did was give me stuff that she got off the free table, or apparently gave me my own stuff back. So narcissists, they'll offer to take a gift back and get you something else, and they never end up actually getting you anything else. And then you look ungrateful for not wanting the gifts. So it's like a double whammy. Now, when they go out buying presents, they'll go out and brag about how they bought you something cheap, but yet in the same shopping trip, they'll brag about that they bought something expensive for themselves. If they happen to buy you something that's expensive, it's something that they're going to hold over your head forever. And they're going to do it to get you to do things for them, or give them money, or complain, say you're selfish, because they chose to spend a lot on you. Sometimes they'll leave the price tag on. Now I'll tell you what my mom has done in the past. There will be a price tag, and you know how sometimes they mark stuff down, so they put a whole bunch of like price tag stickers on there. I've seen the glue residue on tags where the object looks like you paid $60, but you probably paid $5. Or something that she got for $1 and left an old sticker on there that said $20. So they try to make it look like they spent more than they did. And a lot of times in the end, you'll end up paying them back more than what they spent on the present, when they're constantly asking for money and saying, oh, well, I bought you this $100 gift. And then they're always asking for money, and it adds up to way more than that, or they're asking for you to do other things, because the narcissist always needs to come out ahead. Now, if they claim that they need something, and you give them the money so they can go get it, a lot of times they're going to spend it on other things that they want, and then later they're going to demand more because they didn't go out and get what they were supposed to get. And you're selfish because they don't have that item that they supposedly need, and you won't give them any more money. Like, for instance, my mother wanted a portable fireplace to keep her warm in her apartment. And my mom told him they were like $350, something like that. So he gave her the money to go get it. She went and spent all that money on herself. And then when she spent all that money and she still didn't have the fireplace, she cried to my dad, and he gave her more money. I don't think she ever got the fireplace. I'm not sure. Now, when you're a child, or even sometimes as an adult, but mostly as a kid, you're a little kid, you get all these presents, and later on you realize stuff is missing. Where did those presents go? Well, the narcissistic parent will return things, and then they'll keep the money, or they'll get something that they want. Or if you get cards with cash in it, they'll steal the money. Now, my grandma, on my dad's side, she always gave cash on Christmas and birthdays. When I was younger, I never saw that money. And it wasn't until my early teens and got my own account, that's when I started getting the money for myself. So Lord knows, when I'm sitting there 6, 7, 8 years old getting, because they gave a lot. They gave I think it was like $500. So when you're getting that much money and there's nothing to show for it, when you're that young, I mean, if that were happening with my daughter, because she doesn't need a whole bunch more, that money would be going into an account for her, because that is quite a bit of money, even in today's standards. So back then when I was younger, because of the devaluation of our money, back then the dollar was worth more. But in any case, that's just what narcissists do. It's always about them. So, I don't know, this is what I'm starting to do with narcissists, is get them nothing at all. Because it doesn't matter what you do, you're going to be made out to be a piece of crap. And they're going to tell everybody that you can't get anything right, you're selfish, You're going to be shamed. It doesn't matter. No matter what you do, you're going to be made out to be the bad guy. So to me, it's like you might as well just save some money, not get them anything at all, because they really don't even deserve it. When it comes to other people, the narcissist will give them good gifts, and a lot of times it's not stuff that they paid for, it's stuff that you or somebody else bought them. It's a lot of regifting. They save some expensive gifts or cheap gifts that look expensive so that they can give them to someone else. It's so that they appear thoughtful and generous, and it's because they want praise. And then when it comes to kids and they're trying to get them to go against each other, they'll get kids really good gifts except for the scapegoat. The scapegoat will end up getting the crappy gifts. And that kind of happened to me growing up. With her, she would always get my brother anything he wanted, spent lots of money getting him good stuff, and all I got was like clothes, crappy clothes. She has this obsession with dressing kids in like Easter egg stuff, like Easter egg colored clothing. She did it to me and she did it to my daughter. Like all the Easter egg looking clothes just ended up not being worn at all. Sometimes throughout the year, they'll just send random gifts. And then they want something better in return. Both my mother and my ex are like that. My mother sends boxes still, even though I've been no contact for over a year and a half. She'll send boxes and I open them in case there's anything decent in there to give to my daughter or whatever. Most of the time stuff ends up broken, and I'm gonna say a good 99% of everything in there is off the free table. Oh my God. A lot of the stuff smells like straight up cigarette smoke. Some of it's discolored from cigarette smoke. Things smell. I have to throw a lot of it out. And so I guess she thinks that she's being awesome and a good mother and trying so hard to win me back by sending me gifts, but she doesn't tell people what gifts she's sending. She's literally sending me trash and my daughter trash. Now with my ex, he always like got me like gifts, little gifts here and there, but the way he is if I get something, let's say it's $20 worth of something, he has to get something that is equal or more value. So he has to get something that's worth $20 or more every time. Even if it's like on my birthday. I remember one year for my birthday, we went and picked out a Coach purse for me. It was my birthday, but yet he needed to spend money on himself too, on video games. And most of the time it's video games that he wants to spend his money on. Or he wants to try to spend money on like a bunch of suits that he's never gonna wear because he fancies himself. What's that guy's name? Shoot, I forgot. From How I Met Your Mother, Barney's character. He's always wearing suits. Neil Patrick Harris, that's what it is. Yes, he fancies himself as if he is a Neil Patrick Harris as Barney from that show. But yes, any holiday, even if it's not a holiday, he will give me gifts that I don't want, which is little tokens, nothing really expensive, except for like the Coach purse. That was the only expensive thing he really got me, other than when we had bought a Dodge Ram truck. It was a birthday and anniversary present for me, but I paid for most of it, because not only did my vehicle, that was in my name, before that I had way before we got married, or around the time we got married, somewhere around there. I traded that in, and then a couple of years of payments, and then with my inheritance, I ended up paying the rest of it off. So basically, I guess it was a gift that I paid for myself, but because it was in his name, he thinks it was his. But that's another thing narcissists do. They'll give you a gift, but if it's in their name, they're going to say it's theirs. Legally, yes. Morally, no. Now, when it comes to the scapegoat giving gifts, I don't know about you guys, but I know with me, and then there's other people on in my group that I think this was talked about maybe about a week ago or so. Because of how everything is with gifts between us and our narcissists, we kind of see that a good bit of the scapegoats are very thoughtful people when it comes to giving gifts. I've been told that I give like the perfect gifts, and to me it's not really the perfect gift. It's just I see who they are, I understand what they like, I get them something that I think that they're gonna like. It's not rocket science, it's common sense. But it's gotten to the point where it's so much pressure to make sure to get good gifts that I've basically requested of people to just not get me anything, and I won't get them anything, and it'll save everybody money on Christmas, and just enjoy each other's company, because Christmas isn't about presents. It is for our kids, but as adults, I don't know. I don't really care if I get presents anymore. So now I just kind of just keep it my fiance and my daughter. And then sometimes I'll just get something for myself. Like back here, I got me some kind of like steam cleaner thing. You put water in it, and I don't know, I got it so that I can steam clean my baseboards. Anyway. So comment below with any stories you have about your narcissist and giving and receiving gifts. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask. And I hope you guys have a good holiday. Take care.